Yo, it is Lawrence Tam here. We're doing a off-schedule webinar. I was at work and I was like, let's do one. I've had some questions, some basic questions that keep coming back to me. Let's do another webinar, and I want to do it specifically on some topics. I'm going to break this video into multiple groups. Actually, maybe I won't. We'll see. But okay. 4 things I wanted to touch on. Number 1, I wanted to give people a simple process to use and empower. And it is a 3-step system: blog, tell others, and get paid. But I wanted to dive into the blogging part, okay? Because I've been blogging for a while now, okay? And I've only been blogging correctly for the last year, and the results extremely dwarf everything I've done before. So let me click and drag this. So let's bring out my little panda friend, my bamboo. I like my bamboo. My bamboo, it's my friend. And Project Mayhem 2012. I wanted to kind of keep this as a journal because I'm investing time into you guys, and I don't want anything to be wasted. So let's get a nice pen. Yeah. All right. So actually, I wonder, can I put text on here? I don't think I can. Oh, that's too bad. This is what I'm gonna do. Just real quick. I'm going to open a text pad for you guys. For those of you who didn't get my email, Lawrence Tam Training, January 6th. Shoot. Let me blow this up. Okay. And blow that up. These are the 4 things I wanted to touch on. Okay. And it's not difficult, but people I think skip processes too much. A simple Empower Network process to dominate long term. I'm thinking long term. A lot of you want it now. It's understandable. But we're here to build a foundation for the future. Now just swallow that, okay? And if you can understand that, you'll thank me however long it takes you. Some people might take 3 months, some people might take 5 years. I don't know. I don't know what your work ethic is, how fast you learn, whatever it may be. But if you do it correctly, oh man, you're gonna love it. Way to get some instant traffic, a way to tap into some outsourcers and why, and some ways to multiply your efforts. Okay, it's all about leveraging. You know how I roll. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Number 1, simple process to dominate online. How is this possible? All right. So number 1, simple process. What is a simple process? Well, I wanted to really dive into the blogging issue of what do you really do? Okay. So a blog actually has a couple things. Number 1, it has a keyword. All right. Now my training has keywords, but let's dive into that just a tad. I wanted to give you an outline. Okay. So a blog has a keyword. Oops. It has on page. And it has off page. All right, 3 things within a blog. All right, 3 things generally make a blog work. I'm not gonna go into specifics of why Empower's better. You already know this. It's an authority side. It's easy to plug into. It's optimized. Yada 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 yada. This is stuff you need for any of your blogs, and I just wanted to touch on these. I have all this training inside of my Project Mayhem. If you don't have passwords, get with your sponsor. They'll sell you a spot. If you're lucky, maybe it's $100. Who knows? I have keyword research. I have on page and I have off page. So I'm not going to dive into that because I've done that. Okay. But what I do want to do, I want you to see why many of you miss the steps just completely. Right? Just completely. So what do you mean by keyword? Keyword is I'm not gonna say one word. It's a phrase. All right. It's a phrase you use. Phrase. Okay. So like how to tie your shoelaces, how to tie a Windsor knot tie. It's a phrase, but it's a phrase that's commonly used to get traffic. So I want you to be in the mindset to think of traffic. Okay, that's what I want you to think of. Think of traffic. Oh, sorry. If you want some questions answered or from now or later, by all means, come in here into this official Q&A for Project Mayhem. I'll dive back into that. So as we build some stuff, I'll cycle back, okay? I don't want to miss some of you guys. And that's in the Facebook group. Okay. So think of traffic. Now, there's really maybe I should emphasize this. Let me emphasize that because I love you guys. So when we talk about keyword, shoot. Okay. Hey, this works. Nah. I don't like that. Actually, I don't. Sorry. Let me erase this. It's this little button on my pen. I keep knocking it, and then it wants to go to full screen. Let me situate it so I don't do it again. Okay, keyword. Okay, this is number one. So number one, there's really two types, just real quick. There's traffic keywords, and I want you to, there's more actually, but the two main ones I want you to focus on are traffic and buyer. Okay? Now, they're actually generally opposites. It's very rare you're going to find a buyer keyword that has a ton of traffic, and it's very rare that you have a ton of traffic and have a buyer keyword. Buyer keyword being, I'm looking for a 1996 red Mustang in Houston, Texas, single user, no smoking. If a person is looking specifically for that vehicle and they typed it in and you had the exact listing, that's a buyer. But how many are there? How many people are competing in that? How much traffic is in that? How many people want that? Not many. All right. So in this case, traffic for this is actually low. That's okay. But in reverse, traffic, high traffic usually has lower buyer intention. All right. Just this is the way it is. Okay. I want to say go after this. All right. For now, until you get better. Go after traffic. Traffic being, what's hot in Power Network. Right? Companies, company reviews, company products, company compensation plans. Those are very basic high traffic keywords. Then you can think outside the box. I get this question all the time. What do I write about? Write about the way you love your daughter. Write about the way you love waking up in the morning to good coffee, not Starbucks coffee. I know some of you are hating right now, but write about stuff that people right now are searching. All right, and I go into keyword research and how to get traffic, but I'm just talking about a philosophy top end. You want to get traffic, dive into my team Project Mayhem, how to search that out using SE Cockpit. I go through training with that. Chad DeBolt does Google keyword training. Look into that. I just say go through traffic first. All right, let's hopefully that floats your boat and that makes more sense. Now, if you do traffic first, think of it as this. It's a keyword is your foundation. People like to build a nice, pretty house, and then you got your car here, you got some wheels, right? This is what they want, and this is where the money's at. They think, but really the keyword is the foundation because if there's cracks in this, you're gonna find out very quickly. You can have the best article, the best video, the best intentions, the most work put in it. This wouldn't work. It wouldn't matter. Right? Because your keyword is your foundation of your search. Because remember, a blog is built, you can get people to physically look at it, but we're not here about forcing people to our stuff. We're here about getting people to us passively. Passively. What does this mean? We're talking about the World Wide Web. People who do not know you type in something, and an example would be someone goes to Google, and goes, what is a good way to generate leads without time? That's a very long tail. There might not be a lot of traffic in here, but this is an example. I mean, people type this stuff. They type it, and then you want to go, Power Network. Tons of traffic. Just tons of traffic, right? And so this is stuff you need to be doing, okay? Understanding we're getting traffic this way, not from your mother, not from your best friend. It's from the World Wide Web, okay? World Wide Web. We're claiming to attract people who don't know us. They might know us, but not really. Okay, so let's go back. We're going to do on page. Let's make sure everything is good on my other guy's stuff. We all good? Audios are good? Good. Give me a heck yes if we're good. Actually, I'm gonna write it here. Give me a heck yeah if we are still here. All right, through Facebook. I just want to make sure my peeps are here, making sure you're understanding what I'm trying to do right now, which is just give you some basic training. Cool. All right. Okay. Good. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back to the thing at hand. We're 10 minutes into it. Shoot. On page. I already have on page, but what on page is very simple. On page is number 2. On page, it's basically what's on your website. It's generally the article, okay? Maybe the video, but I'm going to say more article because that's easy to search for, okay? And there's just certain criteria, and I go over this in my team training. Just do it. Just do it. Okay? Don't fight it. This was a freaking mystery to me for a long time. Don't make it a mystery. It's so simple. Hit your bold, hit your keyword density, underline it, get your H tags in there, get your title correct, get all that alt text, all that stuff, get the on page right. You will be surprised at the traffic you will get. Just get it right. Okay, just get it right. You're hurting yourself if you don't do that, okay? Number 2 is on-page SEO. Number 3 is off-page. Now, you're going to notice I haven't done a webinar just strictly on off-page. I've done some trainings. I've done some AMR trainings. I don't know if you guys noticed. There is a off-page training for AMR directories. For you guys who know what AMR is, have gone through my AMR robot, article marketing robot training, by all means, go through it, okay? It is password protected. I'm sorry. If you don't have access, talk to your sponsor. They'll have something for you. Brian Cole did this for me. I asked him because he does AMR. I don't. I outsource it all. But let me tell you, I put money where my mouth is because I'm outsourcing AMR. Okay, so that's exactly where I get a lot of my leads. Sorry, Lisa. Breaking up? I think because I'm loading the screen. Sorry about that. Lost the screen. Okay. Let me try it again. I'm going to try not to use the internet on the back end. Okay, let's try this again. So I did this article marketing robot. I asked Brian Cole to go ahead and do this, and he did AMR. Sorry, yeah, I was loading. Okay. I actually need to optimize this site. It's been stressed a little bit from all you guys. I think there's too much video. There's too much video on this, and it's killing my site. I might need to get dedicated servers. But AMR, okay. But there's directories, and I'm not charging for it. Mark found some directories that we can actually upload into, and instead of charging, we're just straight donations, okay? I was taking those donations, but no longer. I mean, PayPal is kind of weird with that. No, it's not weird. Let me take that back. They're to the book. And since I'm not a nonprofit organization, I don't have my documentation for it. What I'm going to do now is I've refunded, I think, 3 or 4 people their money back. I'm just going to donate on your behalf anyways. That's all good. Just go ahead and have it. Everyone else, you're going to see a link in there. Go ahead and donate at least $10. All right. If you donate anywhere from 100 to 500 to get these directories, I'm going to match you. Okay, and it's to living water. It's something that I definitely want to do. I'm going to build some water wells when I get more time. Actually, let me take that back. Now when I get more time, I will go and build some water wells with Living Water. Okay, so I just thought it was a pretty cool thing. Do some donations, and it's just hey, it's off page. I do a lot of off page from AMR, Tribe, Pro. All right. Most of you who are not ready for your stage, don't buy anything. just don't even buy it. I would rather you be a pimped out guy doing straight up keyword wizardry and on page SEO than worry about off page. Don't do this yet because you can always go back to off page. See, off page is it's like the dressings. It's like the Christmas trees. It's like your furniture. You don't need it yet. You can always add it later. Nothing on the screen, huh? Hey, let me see. Let me see some hands up. I'm getting some people saying only seeing the screen. Oh, Lisa sees me. Shoot, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're in Israel. Let it catch up. Let it catch up. Let it catch up. Landra says white screen. Alfredo, everything works. Oh, okay. Well, it's recorded, and I'm just gonna keep only white, huh? It's your internet, girlfriend, is it? Wait, we had issues with your internet because you had to call in. I'm on a mic. Well, hey, don't want to detract. This is generally what I do in some sauce. Not gonna go into that. Okay, don't go into this. Not yet. What I want you to really think about is this should be outsourced. Why do I say that? Because it would drive you crazy. If Sam is in here, Sam, are you in here? If you're in here, freaking go on his Facebook and say, heck yes, outsourcing is the way to go. You absolutely have to outsource this. So I would say learn a little bit just so you can teach your outsourcing team. And I'll dive into this, but right now, Angel says Tribe Pro is time consuming. Wait till you get to the other stuff. So just learn to teach a little bit, to teach your outsourcing team, but you don't really need to know it. I would rather you learn keyword research and on page than off page because it's just going to kill you. And that's it. That's it. Okay? So if we're going back to this, it's really keyword, on page, off page. That is the simple, basic principles of SEO. Get your keyword, do basic on-page SEO. Don't even mess with off-page yet, right? This is later, right? Don't even mess with it. Don't even mess with it because I'd rather you outsource it. And this was my issue. I wanted to do everything. I was so controlling. I want to do this. I want to do this spin text. I want to learn what this tool does. I'm the guy who's making, I want to make $100 an hour, but I'm doing tasks that are $5 an hour. Trust me, $5 an hour. This is an outsourcing webinar on its own. Not going to touch that. Okay, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Okay, so I wanted to touch on instant ways to get traffic. So that's done with number one. I wanted to touch on ways instantly get traffic, and that is through our co-ops. Okay, that is through our good old co-ops. Oh, you're only seeing white screen. Okay, I'm going to stop the screen. I'm going to fire it back up. Hold on. Maybe it's my internet. Let me let it catch up real quick. Bam. Share full screen. All right. Okay, so hopefully the internet's catching up. How do you outsource, Laura? Not yet. Not yet. And generally, I'm going to say put up 50 articles with solid on-page SEO before you mess with any of that. It's going to mess up your mind. You're going to be like trying to spin crap, and your kids are like, Mommy, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Don't even mess with that, man. Brandon, understand. Don't mess with it. I'm trying to groom you to be a $1,000 a day earner. And I'm going to tell you, no $1,000 a day earner does any of their own off-page SEO, okay? They just don't do it. So co-ops. Okay, so Landra, I talked to her. I was like, girl, you've got some skills. Come work for me. come share your love. Come share your love. Well, sorry, Gary. This is recorded, so we'll pick it back up. So we have Landra with Christopher Christians, and I just brought on a new dude, Paul Prater. Okay. And I bought the big one because I want to see what you got. I don't want to see the little stuff you got. I want to see the stuff you got. So, yeah, Sam from Hawaii gets it. I'd rather work on the business that makes you money. Backlinking, it's like straightening out and making sure all your ketchup bottles are full in a restaurant. It's making sure all your chairs are tucked in. Yeah, you need to do it for appearances, professionalism. But do you have to do it? No, don't do that, okay? So this is the new one. And generally, I screen. I no, not generally. Always, I screen people who come in. I make sure we're on the same page. I want to make sure you want to give value to the team. We're not here to hit it, grab some cash, and go. This is why I'm investing my own money to every single one of these lists because I want to build traffic. Now, what was the principle of this? The principle was, remember, Project Mayhem was not Lawrence Tam doing everything because that scares me. I don't want to sponsor 500 people. No, I want to sponsor some leaders like Landra, right? And say, hey, let's trade some skills a little bit. I'll give you a platform to have customers who are hungry. Give them value. Then we have a long-term relationship where we both win. They grow their teams. You're able to get traffic, and you'll make a little bit of. It's not a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now. Any manager who manages co-ops, they're running on a fine line of what they can profit because they need to make sure it's low enough for shareholders to keep buying. It only makes sense to do it that way, right? But it only makes sense to pay the manager. Why? If you can get your own co-ops, get your own co-ops. But 95% of the people who can't get their own solo ad traffic, PPV traffic, media buys, banner buys, they can't. So they go to specialists who rent their time. I've gone through this already. I've gone through this in my core videos. You rent people's time. And if you've watched the Costa Rica Intensive, it'll make more sense, okay? And so you're renting her expertise, and what you're doing is you rent your time to get traffic. Okay, so I'm talking to Paul Prater. He's got some skills, and he can build his business on his own. But I was like, you can do that. What stops you from just buying a couple more from different sources that you like when you're not using them to help other people get traffic? If you do that, they get traffic, they build their businesses. That builds your name, right? Because remember, traffic generally is king. If you're the guy who can get traffic, trust me, your name will get out. Right? It's just the way it is. So there's the exchange of value. I give you buyers lists. I give you people who bought from me, basically Project Mayhem. And what you get is a cool way to generate traffic and build your own list. I'm letting you build your own list through my buyers list. Powerful, powerful stuff. Okay, so that was instant traffic. It's instant because I'm not teaching you, hey, you need to learn how to do Craigslist postings. You need to learn how to shoot a proper video. No, you just pay someone money and get traffic. No big deal. We've had many people in this board, on this group, in this Project Mayhem site who put some money in and get traffic. Now, expectations. Ooh, this is what I want to get into. So when we're talking about instant traffic, what I want to say is instant traffic really is in the form of solo ads, PPC, networks, whatever it may be. Okay, it's instant because you're just throwing money at it. Generally, they just need to turn on the paid traffic. Most people don't have that skill set to do paid traffic, so rent their stuff. But what are your expectations? What do you expect? Well, one, you want traffic. And that's in the form of clicks. That's all you're really looking for. And what you really want from those clicks, you want leads. Okay? Most people go, I want money. Well, you could get money from it, but that's not the end result. That's not a success story to you being, if it was good. It's not. Because if you can get leads, you can make money. And if you can make money, that makes more sense. But I would rather you learn the process of getting leads so you can contact them or at least build a list. Okay, build a list. And hopefully if I have time, I'll go over why that's important. A lot of times, you're not going to make a first sale. I don't make first sales and first contact. It's just not the way it is. You need multiple points of contact, which means the leads come in through your email. You have an autoresponder. You keep them in there. When they're ready, you're sending them things to buy or give them value to stay on to attract to you. Because remember, people buy from people they trust. So a lot of times, they don't trust you the first time they see you. That's fine. That's totally fine. But if they keep seeing the value you bring and the things that you have, what are they going to do? They go, okay, here's my wallet. Here's my credit card. So I want you to more focus on leads and clicks, not so much money. This is what separates those who are pure marketers and not. Now, I know some people will say, well, you want to know what the cost per lead is, or the cost per sale, or lead per sale. Yes, those are all good metrics. Until you can digest that, I say everyone should start at the leads and clicks level first. Okay? All right. And so outsourcing. Yeah, let's go into some outsourcing. So in outsourcing, we were talking about off page, on page, and keyword. Now here's some good news for you. Off page, I'm finding some people to do off page outsourcing for you if you're a member within our teams in Project Mayhem. Basically, if you're all in. Now, why is that a requirement? I don't want to send you traffic only to find out your funnel is not fully functional. And when I mean funnel, I mean taking a prospect through a process of buying and you don't even have everything installed. So, because I don't think you're ready yet. Okay, so don't worry about that. We'll have other things. This is a select quantity. I don't have a lot of outsourcers yet. I haven't scaled up. And the cool thing about this, what I'm trying to do, what I am doing, let's go ahead and put this outsourcing. I'm gonna do what no one else does. I'm gonna do it at cost. Okay, it's at cost. And so one of the requirements is, dude, just be all in. All right, I'm doing it at cost. Do it all in. Why would I want to do that? I want my teams to prosper. I don't want to be the only guy getting traffic. No, I want my teams to get traffic so they can give me pass ups, so they can make money. They can get money, so then they can join my top tier business. That's the evolution of what Empower is. Not that I want your money in your pocket now. If you stay with me, I make you enough money to sustain yourself. Let's say in a year you've made 10 grand. Now you're like, Lawrence, I want to join your opportunity for 5K because I have money now. I want to ramp up what you're doing. That's what I want to do. So I want you at least to be all in, at least to the 625 currently. It's going to go up later on for Empower. And I'm going to do it at cost, okay? My only slowdown is off-page SEO, and we'll dive into that. But I wanted you to at least learn the process of what you're buying. I don't want you to be the guy who's uninformed, right? So, let's see here. No, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, but I have on page and I have keywords. Oh, I actually missed a spot. I missed a spot. Let's call this 1A. Oh, sorry, it's 2A. This is 2B. Articles, my friend. Articles. Okay, sorry about that. And here is a sad tale I know many people have gone through. They expect to build a business within 3 months, writing an article a week. No. We're gonna get these articles written to you at cost. At cost. Okay. There might be a little overhead, but that's not going to me. Most of it's going to go to the manager who's going to manage this, because I'm not managing your stuff. You crazy? I'm not worth $5 an hour, $10 an hour. So we're doing articles. We're gonna do some on page, which means we're gonna have people physically upload your articles to your Empower blogs. We might have an option for your personal blogs, but not right now. And then we're gonna start looking into off page to drive some links for you. And this is going to be all at cost, and it's just just as a thank you, I'm trying to make the process as painless as possible, but you need to learn a little bit, right? I don't want you buying stuff you have no clue what it is. Okay, so articles, on page, off page. Now, where do you go get your articles? Well, shoot, I emailed it. Were you paying attention? If you go to the Facebook group and you go into search for the word Tammy, okay, or search for the word Jessica Simonson, or search for the name Alan Ship, okay? So let me write their names just in case you don't get this. So these are content writers right now. We have right now. We're gonna probably bring on some more. So article writers. This is at cost. I mean, we're talking. You go anywhere else, it's gonna be the same. So we have Tammy Coffin. Oh shoot, I just butchered that. Tammy, she's awesome. Tammy. And then we have Jessica. And then I brought in today. I had a discussion with Alan. I was like, "Man, you have time. It's this time you start putting some of your skills to work." You know, Simon Son and Coffin. Tammy's been sick. Okay, so that kind of made me realize, hey, we need more. You can't just let Tammy control the whole process of Project Mayhem for content, right? No, come on. So what would help for you guys to know is number one, you should probably learn keywords and give them a batch of 10. 10, 20, 30 is generally an acceptable bulk rate. Okay. And they're generally going to be 500 words unless you buy something bigger. And that's it. Learn some basic stuff. They're going to optimize your website, optimize your article for that. So when you do your on-page SEO, you upload your article, it's much easier. And you're going to want this because once your team, once your outsourcer or the one you use for me, my guy, he's going to take your SEO article and then he's going to move it to your Empower blog, and there's very little to do besides some structuring. Now you're going to say, well, I can do that. You can, so don't use my guy. But I'm telling you, I don't do it. I think I've only posted twice on my Empower blog. All of them have been outsourced written articles. I gave it to my outsourcer, and he uploaded it and got an SEO Presser score of, I think, 88. I think anything over 80 is acceptable. And that's because SEO Presser wants like internal links. He could do that if I wanted him to, but not a problem. Okay, not a problem. So this is just straight up for articles. And here's the sad thing. There's this person right now who's watching this webinar on their computer thinking, you know, I'm gonna write 5 articles a month and I'm gonna make the same money Lawrence Tam makes. I don't want to laugh at you. That's rude. Let me take that back. But it's freaking funny. Come on. You're not going to build a business that way to exponential growth, okay? And I did that for a very long time to get into the mojo and go, this sucks. I'm not growing fast enough. I have funds, you know? I mean, you're talking, you know, can you throw $200 a month to outsourcing? Then yes, you're a perfect candidate to be doing stuff like this. Don't be the guy who's in, like Lawrence Tam 2 years ago, who was typing his articles and going, if I get 100 articles on eZines, I'm going to be rich. Don't be that guy, you know? Don't be that guy, because if you're that guy, I feel for you, because, you know, that was me. And I think a lot of my growth was stunted because this was LT 2 years ago. Couldn't grow fast enough because I wanted to do all of it. That was me. I wanted to control the process. I was hard-headed. Let it go. Don't do your article writing. Let me take that back. Don't let's say you should be outsourcing. If it was me, I would outsource 90%. Right? I would say 10% do yourself because you still want to build a brand. And I got my eZine cup too. I still want to build a brand, and the brand, you still want the brand to be around you, not so much a writer. Generally, unless you pay a writer like $25, $30 for 500 words, you're not going to get someone who writes just like you. So remember, we're not here to trick people into thinking it's you. We're here to get traffic to then have them opt into a series of autoresponders, which is you, which then you put them through a process of connecting with you. We want people to really buy from us because they want to, not because they're tricked into, and we want to be able to share value with that, right? So definitely do about 10%, and this is exactly what you should be doing, okay, if you can afford it. If you can't, get to a point where you can, but let's just say this is really stunting you big time. Same goes for on-page SEO. You can definitely do it for now, but once here's a scenario. Here's what happens. Let's say you have 30 articles, and I talked to Sam about this. Articles, all right? They're just waiting. They're in your email box. Well, they still have to be uploaded to Empower or whatever blog you have, right? And here's the problem: how long? Say this was done, and this was done in no, let me take that back. This was done in 1 week. Okay, let's say that's done in 1 week. What is the time frame does it take you to get to Empower? Right? A lot of you, this was my hurdle. I was putting in about a 1 to 2 week delay because I was the bottleneck. Don't do that. You want the stuff on Empower. Get it on Empower, right? And because it still takes you're looking at 5 to 20 minutes to get above an 80% SEO presser score in Empower. Well, that's 5 to 20 minutes I could be doing something else, like preparing for a webinar, learning new things, learning how to get more traffic, right? And remember, the next process after that is still off page. You're still not done. So you do want to cut out as much as you can, and the fastest way to do that is remove yourself. Now, when I say bottleneck, maybe some guys understand this. You have a bottle, like a Coke bottle, right? You have a Coke bottle, and it necks down, okay? Like a wine bottle. This is a choke point. That's a newbie. They have all this work in here, and it can't flow out because you are the gatekeeper of quality, and you're like, no, not doing it. Well, you gotta let go a little bit. Just pay more for quality writing, all right? Pay more for quality outsourcers who will upload your stuff. Do this, you'll be able to grow much, much, much faster. All right? Okay. Let's see. I talked about simple process. I talked about instant traffic with our co-ops. I talked about how to get outsourcing from on page to writing content, off page. I'm still interviewing some people. How to multiply your efforts. Yes. That also includes the writing, but here's I talked about this on a non-recorded call, all right, and I did that on purpose because I was testing some stuff. For those of you, let's see. Let's take a. Can I do a poll in here? No. Okay. Let's go to Facebook. On to Facebook, to the cloud. Okay. My question is, who here has less than 5,000 leads? If you do have less than 5,000 leads, type something. An unhappy smiley face, a question mark. Write it in Facebook. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Write write a poor puppy dog. Write whatever. If you have less than 5,000 leads, go ahead and type it in there. Now, there is an equation, a mystical equation that says for every lead you have currently subscribed, you should be making per lead $1 per month. Generally. Okay? Okay, I want to update this. So, why do I stress this? Because a lot of you don't have 5,000 leads, and we're going to make the assumption, because I think a lot of you don't make $5,000 online. This is online marketing. Okay, this is online marketing. So a lot of you won't have that leverage to sell to. You don't have that audience to sell to. Okay, if you don't have 5,000 leads. Because remember, a lot of you go, hey, Lawrence, you made a big list because you had a list. Well, it took time to build a list. I drove traffic to it. I wasn't worried about where the money was coming from on the back end because I knew I could sell them something else. Sell them with value. Okay, so I'm going to say 99% of you on this webinar and who will be watching this have, 99% have less than 5,000 leads, which equals, I'm going to say, less than $5,000. There are some exceptions. Some of you guys are studs because you guys convert like crazy. But I'm going to say a lot of you don't. So that means a lot of you don't make $5,000 a month. How do you eat? Hey, the country's different all over the place. A lot of you will be like freaking kings of Texas if you had 5,000 a month. Not me. 5,000 a month is after taxes, after food. Ain't gonna happen. Those with kids, come on. A lot of tuition, private school. You're looking at 1 to 3,000 a month for grade school, not even college. You know what I'm saying? And this is nothing to be ashamed of. I don't want you to have any more smiley faces. Why? This is irrelevant. Cross it out of your mind. Because you're going to hear this from people. It's irrelevant. Because we're going to change that because you have co-ops, you have a funnel, you're building things on top of that, you have an autoresponder. So 2012, seriously, is the time where you just burn the past and go, don't even matter. Why? Here's why. How many of you are generating 5 leads a day? Okay, I'm going to write this in the Facebook group. How many of you are generating at least, on average, 5 leads a day? If so, say hell yes. And if not, say very soon, tomorrow. Okay, 5 leads a day. If you want to be the guy who averages, say, that's 100, 150 leads a month. I'd probably do about 110. Yeah, I can do that. And you need to change your mind and go, Lawrence, I don't have any leads. My kids are starving. No! Get that out of your mind. Okay? And this is where, Bruce, we're doing it. All right? So no more of this not me stuff. If you don't have it, say tomorrow I'm getting 5 leads a day. Tomorrow I'm getting 5 leads a day. Tomorrow I'm getting 5 leads a day. There's just no way around it. And then the other people are going, hells yes, because I put in the time. You know what I mean? I put my money where my mouth is, right? And just tomorrow. You're gonna get it tomorrow. How are you gonna do that? Here this is a shocker for many. Shocker for many. Blog daily. Tell others. Get paid. Come on, man. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. You crazy? You do these things, do it properly, you'll get leads. How to tell others? Facebook, Craigslist, MySpace, LinkedIn, locally, your friends. You know what I mean? Get this to your people. Tell them about it. Blog daily. Now, you're saying tomorrow. What would happen? What would happen if it took you six months to get 5 leads a day? Leads. Would that be okay? Would that be okay? All right. Some of you don't have the stomach for this. If you don't have, how do I draw my stomach? If you don't have the stomach for this, get a part-time job. Become a writer on Project Mayhem. Be one of my AMR outsourcers. We'll pay you to get the money to sustain that, to stomach it, so you can stay in the game long enough, because a lot of you will hit this before 6 months. What's going to happen is this. Here's time. Here's leads. A lot of you right now have no leads, and it's just, it's the 3-month marker, 6 month, and then, the dreaded 1 year. Your friend goes, how much money have you made in 1 year? You can say, suck it. You just say, suck it. I have heard everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. All right. And here's the funny thing. I was the guy who generated 10,000 leads part-time and sponsored nobody into my network marketing opportunity. Yeah, I'm that guy. But I thought about something. I was like, you know what? What does that really mean? Who and what is really the asset? So I went through, magnetic sponsoring. I went through MLM Traffic Formula 1 and 2. And they're always talking about network marketing companies really aren't assets. They're not. Because you don't own that stuff. You don't own that list. Who cares, right? So I was this guy, you know, I was only primarily looking at leads. And so I started getting some, getting some. Until a point where I have about 10,000 leads. And it took me 3 years. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Some of you say no because you didn't make any money that year. Well, let's step back. Let's step back. See, we have a funnel. And your funnel has generally down here. A lot of you have your biz op right here, and you have your dudes who are leads who go down this funnel, and there's stuff to buy at every corner through an autoresponder. Autoresponder, videos, blogs, right? So this was me. Most people focus, man, let me take it back. Focus their eyes on the business. When my eye of Sauron, well, is that evil? That's probably evil. My pirate eye was focused. Let's just draw the eye of Sauron, if you know what that is. Was gazing on the leads. You know what I mean? Was gazing on the leads. No, no. What does that really mean? Now, yeah, I'm a movie buff. I love movies. What does that really mean? I have affiliate pushes. I have my own products, and then you have something called Empower Network. You have leads. You throw them in here. What comes out is money. Wasn't worried about that. So a lot of you come into this business thinking, I gotta make money, If I can't, I gotta quit. This is why you'll never succeed. Right? You just want, everyone's different, right? And if you just focus on the leads, get the leads because you can sell them so much stuff, right? And it doesn't mean you have to have the leads today. Get the leads coming tomorrow. So the one thing I want you to really focus on is it's not how much today, it's how fast I'm growing. It's the acceleration. Acceleration has a deal with time versus velocity. It's constant. You're not moving, you're not changing gears, you're not going faster. You want to go faster by tomorrow growing your leads. Be it 2 leads tomorrow, 3 leads tomorrow. I'm the guy who's never had lead. I got a lead tomorrow. That's fan-freaking-tastic. This is where you're going to physically tear the freaking barn door out, okay? Now I'm going to tell you how to do this. So the people who said tomorrow they're getting 5 leads a day, because everyone can do that. Everyone can hustle 5 leads a day. You can do it, okay? What happens to this? You're selling Empower, right? Good stuff. You're selling affiliates, right? You're selling your own products. But you only have 5 leads a day. How much money can that be? Who knows? Who knows? How do you, let's say, how do you put this through here's an orange, here's an apple. How do you push it through a juice squeezer? How do you juice your leads? Think about just extracting more. How do you do that with just 5 leads? Now, why do you want to do that? You extract more, you make more money. So this is where master marketers talk about what are you making per lead? You could have millions of leads and you have no way to monetize it because you're not properly doing it right. Because you're not putting them through a process. Make sure you have an autoresponder kicked in. Make sure you have good affiliates that you like. Make sure you're connecting with your leads using broadcast. There's a lot of this stuff. All right. So a lot of you go, well, Lawrence, I just thought I have to blog. Yeah, you can just blog, but do you want to get there faster or slower? Or do you want to have a day like this? Now, I'm not gonna rub this in. Okay, I'm not that kind of guy, but I want you to see this. All right. This is taken today. That's kind of bad. This is taken today. All right. So I've made $16,000 with the basic. I've made $33,000 with the inner circle and $39,000 with the Costa Rica intensive. A total of $89,000. I think I have two sales right before this presentation after this guy. $89,000 part time because I decided 3 years ago. I'm like, I don't want my boss to tell me what I'm worth. I'll still do work. I think it's interesting, but he's not going to tell me what I'm worth. I made $89,000 in 9 weeks. In 9 weeks. You know what I mean? I think many of you are going to blow right past that. I think a lot of you just forget how valuable you are. And there are going to be two things I'm going to tell you right now that can totally supercharge what you're doing. You ready? If you are ready to learn the two things you need to step up your game, tell me or write heck yes. Let me see it. Because if not, I'm just going to go and tell my honors team, right? Because I have an honors team. You know? Let's see here. Heck yeah. Chris wants to know. David wants to know. Carlos wants to know. Freaking heck yes. And it's just personal experience how I've built. Look, I'm going to be the guy that tells you I'm not the only way to do it. I'm not the only way. But this is my way of doing it, okay? And check this out. You're going to love this. Two things. Two freaking things. Two things. Okay, outside of Empower, I love Empower. I say buy Empower. Stay them for a lifetime. Okay? Two things I really want you to have as tools. Tools. Okay? Number one, what do you think this is? What do you think number one is? It starts with the freaking A. John gets it. Heck, mother. It starts with the A. What do you think number one is? Right? What are you thinking it is? You know, automobile. You don't need an automobile. I graduated from college the first year, and I walked a mile each way riding the bus. Lord gets it. Autoresponder. Okay? Autoresponder. Go to your sponsor in Empower, email them and go, hey, I'm ready for an autoresponder. Go get your affiliate. I'm going to buy from you. Okay? I'm going to buy from you. Why do you say that? It's like $20 a month. What this does is it helps your sponsor out because you're kicking them back affiliates, right? And it's an ongoing thing, and you have to have an autoresponder to own your list. So I'm going to tell you right now, whatever autoresponder you want, be it GetResponse or Aweber, go to your sponsor and go, hey, I want to get an autoresponder. I don't want just anyone, some Joe Schmo, getting this affiliate check. I want you to get this check because I know if I keep paying you, you are going to go, man, you're a stud. You're awesome. You thought about me? You know, I'm your sponsor. Yeah, okay. It's love. All right? Check the docs too. Jessica says, all right, check the docs too. But I want to give, we had a discussion. I mean, Empower doesn't have that because it's not a custom funnel like Lead System Pro. That's fine. Just go to your sponsor. All right. Down to number 2. What do you think it is? What is the second thing you need to make some bank even with 5 leads a day? Come on, let me see it. Let me see what you think it is. Products, outsource, funnel, no. Push articles, no. Money, no. Come on. Autoresponder, follow-up system, no. Communication, no. Keep logging, no. Anyone here who has made, let's see, online more than $30,000, I guarantee you've done this before. Especially if you're network marketing. I don't know of anyone else who hasn't done using this tool. What is this tool? What is this tool? Shopping cart? No, you don't need a shopping. Yeah, it is, but not the core essential, because even newbies can use this. My phone room. No, that's good. But 5 leads, you can. You can. You still call them too. A blog, good mentor. We're talking about tools. I am no one's tool. Angel, get that out of here. I am no one's tool. You treat me like a tool, I'm gonna put you in the spam box. Video leverage. No one gets it. No one gets it. Really. Really. Okay. It ends with an R. A phone. No, you don't really need a phone. You can use, you can use email. I love email. You know why? Because you answer people's questions on your own time. Second tool you need. Yes! Because Tony Profit is a beast. That's why. Tony freaking gets it. Tony freaking gets it. Gets it. Did I miss that? Did someone else say webinar? If you said webinar, go ahead and just say, yeah, I said webinar, and just steal that. Just go ahead and steal that, man. I'm not gonna be checking you. Now think about this. You are on a webinar. You are on a webinar. Duh. What? Remember, I kept touching this on the funnel. The funnel works like this. You walk a process of people to liking you. Should have been a V8. and the process being people don't buy from people they don't trust. Normally. Now, you might be able to do it because if you're a smooth operator. I'm not a smooth operator. I'm going to tell you the way. Jimmy's like, yo, mine's. See, the thing is, if you have 5 leads a day, that's freaking 35 leads a week, right? You're talking 70, 140 leads a month. If you do webinars, what you can do is freaking crazy stuff. So I'm going to touch on this. So webinars, and a lot of you don't do them because you're just missing it. Well, 1, you give value. 2, you're real. 3, you're building assets, right? 4, you're connecting. 5, it's cheap. It's inexpensive. The money is low, right? Right? Am I right? Am I right? If this is the case, how come every one of you do not have a webinar software? Why is that? If it gives value, because what? I'm giving you value now. You know I'm real. I'm building assets. Why? Because I am recording this, which then can give it to my team, which then leverages me, right? Lisa bought one. Good. She understands it. Connecting. Have a whole, there's a lot of webinar out there. There's a lot of them out there, right? They're cheap. Or are they? All right. This is what I want you to hear from you. For those who have webinars, some of you have some good ones, some of you have some bad ones. What are you paying for 100 members right now in your webinar software? What are you paying? Shout it out. What are you paying? Alicia's paying 0. That's good. But you know what, Alicia? Someone is advertising to your list. Ooh, no. You know what that means? I should be the guy who goes to free webinar or any meeting and promote my businesses to those who are watching webinars. Dang it. Okay, somebody get with me and build a funnel, propose a way for we can market on any meeting, because any meeting is a great product. And I'm gonna say a lot of them, a whole heck a lot of them are using it free. We can steal a lot of traffic from that. Woo, just getting me all jittery. Okay, meeting burner. There's a lot of stuff out there. Well, check this out. I have 97 members in here. Okay, next question is, what is your expected webinar attendance you would have regularly? What do you think it would be regularly? If you were to hold a webinar once a week, how many people do you think would show up? Right? How many people do you think would show up? So, you're doing, let's say you do it once a month. Let's say you're doing it once a week. Lisa's like 50, Jessica's 25, Mr. eBay's 100, Jim Rich is 100. Okay. So you're telling me under 100. Under 100 is a sweet spot? It's always growing. It is. So you want something that can scale up. Okay? Check this out. So, the industry standard is GoToMeeting. Okay, let me write this down actually here. The industry standard is GoToMeeting. They have 100 seats for what? It's $100 a month. All right, it's expensive, but it's good. Unless you're a grandfather, unless you have some back doors. There's some back doors, but this is what we're looking at. All right, I've been looking at AnyMeeting. I like AnyMeeting. AnyMeeting's good. There's capacity for 200, and it's free. So I'd say if you are dead broke, use AnyMeeting because it's free. But there's ads on it, and those ads, I don't know. I can't measure, but there's a reason why I suggest no one on my list to post stuff outside of your blogs or Empower. Because those ads leaches traffic. It leaches traffic, and that's something I don't want you to do, right? But it's free. I think they have a paid one for, I think it's 200, and it's like $80 or $70, maybe $70, $70, $80. Not bad. Not bad. If a couple of you guys pull some of your stuff together, MVT has 250 seats. That's good. It's good stuff. What if I told you? What if I told you 100 seats for $10 a month? Using this. This is GVO. This is the webinar software you are on right now is GVO. It's called Meet Cheap, and I've been testing it, and I've had a couple struggles because they put me on the wrong account. But a lot of you don't do more than 25 people. Ron gets it. It's freaking cheap. It's freaking cheap. You know what I'm saying? So look, check this out. I would love for you to just start doing webinars. All right. If you want to use, my Video Talk, you want to use Talk Fusion, I guess they have one. You want to use GoToMeeting, you want to use AnyMeeting for free. This is what I'm using. Okay. And if this is something you want to use, by all means, I would love for you to click the link on the bottom right, or click the link that says, Lawrence Tam's, Mastermind or Project Mayhem. Click it, $10 a month, and this is the physical product. I upgraded to the 500 because I know sometimes I might get 150, right? But even myself, even for my weeklies, I'm looking at about 100 solid people, but I need it recorded and I want to be able to send it out. Now, what are the benefits of using GVO Meet Cheap with me, using my link? Well, number one, you're going to see how I use it. How I use it, right? You'll see how I build the process of using this. And what I did now is I'm actually building a funnel. So I'm thinking about this. Can't see my link. How about this? In the bottom right of this GVO software, because it's brandable, all right? Bottom right, it says webinar software. It's not downloadable. I think some parts of it are, but generally I think it's just Java. But bottom right, it says webinar software. Go ahead and click it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking people through a process using webinars. All right. I want to use the GVO process as a tool to walk them through. This is for leads. and buyers. You guys are buyers. What I'm gonna sell you is sell you tools that can help your business. $10 a month, right? Or leads to introduce them to join me in Empower, or just just buy something, or buy something, dude. You know. Now there's a lot of stuff out there, and a lot of it I'm testing. All right. But what I do know is when you're looking at an autoresponder, you're looking at about $20 a month. You're looking at webinars, software. If you looked at what I'm using, is $10 brandable. Well, not brandable. It depends. I think I had to pull some strings, but you're not going to get marketed to by an outside source. And you have Empower. A lot of you are at least $25 because you're here. I mean, there might be some guests in here, right? That is a pretty cheap business, guys. $55. $55. All right. And then, the people who are really smart, it's 100, per month, right? But Lisa has some evergreen software stuff. That's really cool. We're gonna do some training on that because it is deep. Maybe Jason Grilly, one of my honor students, can dive into there and work on that. But this is kind of the basic tools I want every newbie to be on. If you're a pure newbie, you're a dead broke, I think you can afford this. Got me again. Hit the button. I think you can afford this. I think you can afford, $55 a month. If you can't afford $55 a month, become a writer, become an outsourcer. Let us pay you so you can at least get to this level, because Empower pays you, my webinar software pays you, and the Aweber stuff, they're all affiliates, and just do this properly. You will build a side stream outside of your MLM. Okay? Now, why do I do that? Why do I not just funnel everyone to an MLM only? Why? Because you got to pay for traffic. And MLM, traditionally, they don't pay you enough to get them to convert. So that's why I don't do that. I pay for traffic to sell products on the side, tools, services, my team, before I get into here. And once your funnel gets real big, you figure out, do I really want to sponsor 500 people to an MLM? Because if you were in my last webinar, does LT want to sponsor 500 people? No way! You crazy? I don't. I don't. All right, and that's because I'm in top tier. I don't want to mess with that, and I'm in Numis, but I'm shifting gears basically to top tier, where I want to make sure my members have money and drive. I don't want to mess with that. Yeah, and David has that too. I don't want to mess with that, right? I want to sponsor, 100 total in my lifetime. And then this 100 total basically spawns off their own stuff. That's kind of what I want to do. Okay. So that's whole nother webinar. That was a webinar I didn't record. But, I'm trying to get you to the point where you can at least collect on the side stuff. So you're collecting money here before you even sponsor anybody. Because remember, I had 10,000 leads, and they were like, nope, no signups. Still made a lot of money. And that money then spawned different products, different JVs, able to get to masterminds, pay for masterminds, go on traveling. And then it wound up with me being able to do enough to get enough people to think like me to hit Empower. And that's how that's how I hit it. So a lot of you, in this guy right now are in top tier, and you automatically go, hell yeah, that already. Now, if you don't know what the heck top tier is, well, here's the deal. You join my business, it's $5,000 because I don't want to mess with the guy who goes, I only have $100 in my wallet. Well, yeah, you're not ready yet. Just do Empower. I'm helping you build your Empower business, but there is a very small amount of you, because I don't want to sponsor the world, who have this right now. And if you want to work with LT and get access to my honors team, just email me. Actually, take that back. Don't email me. I want to call you. You're going to be one of the very few people who gets to speak with LT. freaking T. And the magic words are, hey, calling about the 5K biz. If not, I'm gonna screen you. A lot of you have been down this road. True. Dan is working with True. That is true. But I'm not a traditional network marketer. I'm just a guy who wants to make a little bit of money and just chill, coach some kids, build some water wells. I'm not here to be rich. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm doing a disservice for not trying to be rich, but I'm not. If I made 20K, I could build water wells and teach a lot of kids, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my deal, okay? Because really, if you really knew who Lawrence Tam was, Lawrence Tam is lazy. Sorry, I like to sleep, right? I like to play with my kids. I like to play video games and my kids, right? And so Dan says BS. It is. I'm going to be so lazy that I'm going to push so hard to avoid that in the future. That's why. That is why. I don't want to be the guy 10 years down the road with a team of 5,000 members having to fly to their houses, do meetings, be on corporate conference calls, having to be the guy to be the face, having to fly over to this other guy's team because I know he's built a big team. I've seen people, and I've talked to many. That is not the lifestyle I want to be in. Now, some of you have been able to do that and have thousands of people on your team and not have to do that. More power to you. I have not found that sauce, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to design a future for retirement. So right now it's 2000. Let's say in 20 years, 20 years. It's we're in 12, right? So 20 years, I'll be 53. Can I do this working 10 to 20 hours online? Right? That's my goal, because I'm going to look for the future. That's just me. Many of you want to do network marketing. Stick with network marketing. I'm not here to recruit you to top tier saying it's better. It's a different thing because I don't want to sponsor a bunch of people who then want to say, hey, I paid you a commission. You owe me. Pick up your phone. You got to pay for my time. So, sorry, not years, 20 hours a week. And that's kind of where I want to be. So I'm building it, I want to build it so it's a lifestyle I want. And this is something I got from Timothy Ferriss in 4 Hour Work Week. You need to design your businesses to a point where that's what is expected. When you call me, you're going to get my assistant. All right? When you email me, you'll probably get an answer because I love email because it's on my timetable. You're not calling me, interrupting me in my meal. You're not calling me when I'm in the car. But when you're in an email, yeah, fine. I'll respond to you if I have time. And I like talking to people through email because why? I'm not a talker. I don't want people to call me up and tell me their whole life story in 60 minutes because then in an email, I can just skim and say, okay, one line sentence. I don't think you're ready. Please go through my boot camp. You know what I mean? So, and so that's just me. All right, that's just me. That was the process of where I want to go. And my goal, my goal is 20K a month, and I've actually blown past that. But I'm an engineer. I'm always a skeptic. I want to see it for 12 months straight, right? So that is my goal, and that's why I built my business this way. And if you don't agree with that, that's fine, no problem. Build your business your way. There's no just one way, but this is the LT way. LT way is I'm not here to work for anybody. I'm not your $5 tech support. I'm here to groom you to have $1,000 days. And I guarantee it right now, those of you who are not in top tier, 99% of you have not made a $1,000 day. You haven't. If you want me to write that out, 99% of you who are not in top tier have not made more than $1,000 in a day, because that's just the way the comp plan is set up. right? Because your comp plan is set up for residuals. Totally different way to get paid. Totally different way to get paid. All right. Well, you just got paid by someone who pays you whatever your $100, $200, $300 to suck up your time, when top tier people make, 2 to, I don't know, 30K. You know what I mean? So exactly, Angel's like $2,000 for about 0 to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? And so then that's the story. That's the story. Who then goes, "Hey, Lawrence, how much have you made?" I don't know. I mean, I just started, but I made $2,500 during lunch. So my story was, I made $1,600 on a roller coaster. It's possible because you're selling something that's top tier. You're selling bigger commissionable items, and Power Network can do it if you have volume. But like I said, you don't need to have volume right now to have that. So definitely understand where I'm coming from, right? I'm here to build leaders who then want to build other leaders, not because I want to build leaders, but if that's what you want, give me a call. 281-954-4449. I'm hitting the hay right now. I told my wife 30 minutes, but she's like, dude, you've been gone like an hour and a half. But, she's totally cool because, I retired her. She's no longer an energy accountant. She's about to have a third baby. But any questions, guys? Questions. That is it, man. I went way over. Questions. I'll try to answer some when I'm watching TV with my wife. It just depends. Let's just make some money. Whatever business you have on the back end, being mid-tier or high-tier or low-tier, whatever, doing volume. The reason I say 5 leads a day, because if you do 5 leads a day, you're no longer saying, well, if I want to make in network marketing, if I want to be able to spend, this much money and sponsor 100 people a month, that's a lot of people to sponsor only on 5 leads a day, right? So, not doing 5 leads a day, I mean, it's really hard to start making $5,000 to $10,000 a month if you're not selling top end things. And we'll talk more about this, right? We'll talk more about this. But oh man, I must go through these questions and see what you guys got. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Landra's right. We still have call-ups going right now. You want 5 leads or more? Hit up Landra. I'm with GRN, guys, because I believe in Adam Holland and Mr. Mark Hoverson. I love Hoverson. I have learned a lot from Mr. Hoverson, so that's why I did GRN. And plus, I travel a freaking lot, and I am heavily invested into travel. If you go ahead and track what I've done last year, I've traveled a lot. And you will also notice I'm a big fan of timeshares. My dad has a Westin 2 rooms. It's a 2-2 Westin, enough for every other year. We usually buy more to go every year, and I think he paid like $80,000, right? And he wanted to have that for his grandkids and me, his kids. $80,000. Wee. Maybe later, maybe not. Who knows? I also have a Disney timeshare, and we basically go every year. We're probably going to Disney World again Christmas time. So yeah, I love travel. It's just it's a cool escape. Last thing is Timothy Ferriss talks about it's kind of foolish to work 40, 50 years going towards a retirement idea and never experiencing it, right? And what that means is a lot of people who have fantasy idea that they can go and travel for the rest of their lives after they retire it's a fallacy, because you're not going to. Generally, one, you don't have enough money. Two, you've never traveled enough. You know what I mean? I think it was Bruce was talking about he traveled to a lot of places, and that's kind of the idea. Do you really want to travel? And so, figure out, what do you really want? If you have your health, if you have money, and you have time, what would you do? Personally, I'd be either in Hawaii, Disney World, Cancun. I would love to go back to Greece, visit my cousin in Switzerland. I want to go to Australia. Never been there. I proposed to my wife in not Sicily. I believe it was Florence. I get those countries confused. Um, and been to China for a while. I spent a long time in Hong Kong. Went to Canada for a while. Went to Cancun for a long time too. Since I'm so close to Texas. So depending on what you want, it's just make sure you're going to the goals you want, because money isn't everything. Because you have to understand, once you get the money, what are you gonna do with it, right? So, all right, yo, Canada A. Anything else? Let's see. Hoverson's cool. Yeah, it's a cool, dude. Let's see. Gotta love Hoverson. Timeshare in Cancun. Yeah, my dad had a Moon Palace one, but it was a lease. I think I don't know what he paid, but it was like you can only go there like 12 times or something weird. Pimped though, great. Get him before the doors close. Austria. I don't even know what Austria is, man. I looked that up. But so, my wife right now is looking for places. Florence, yeah, Florence. It's in Italy. It's in Italy. Not in France. In Italy. Um, but yeah, you're right. You're right, Richard. Florence is a city. Okay. Let's see. No, we went through Milan because that was a connection city. Hong Kong was awesome. We actually spent our millennia 2000 in Hong Kong, and it was just mad chaos. It was just mad chaos. A swarm of people with black hair swarming everywhere, and I'm just like, no, screw that. I'm like on a higher perch with my wife. Actually, we weren't even married at that time. We were just hanging out. So traveling's been in my blood for a while. But yeah, Angel says it right. Everyone needs to read the 4 Hour Work Week. James says, should we use SEO with our Empower Network blog as only traffic generation? Generally, right now, yeah. Because personally, I think you would probably want eventually to build your own blog, which brands you more, right? You don't have to do that. But I'm more of the guy who builds multiple websites to just get traffic. Spent 35 days at Moon Palace. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Amalfi Coast. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, hey, I'm going. Are we going to Hawaii? I think it's in there. December should be Hawaii or Disney World. Maybe it was Hawaii. My wife is my travel agent. That was one of her deals. When she retired, she was like, I just want to plan trips. So that's what she does for me. Italy is beautiful. Pizza, the square pizza where you have to cut it, and then they weigh it. It was ridiculous. So I'm like, yeah, cut me that piece, and it was like an $8 slice. I'm like, dang it, they got me. And then the gelato was freaking pimp. Okay, Gus, Strategic Partners goes, biggest regret looking back on what you should have done to make the bucks and didn't. It was having a top end product, personally, Gus. Even if it's not top tier, have your own product on the back end. All right, have something there. I think I missed out on a lot of sales because I didn't have something that was over $1,000, and that really range of top tier. I mean, try to pocket more than $500 commissionable dollars. See, Empower Network is one of those weird oddities because Empower Network pays you 100%. So a $500 Costa Rica is awesome, but no one else does that unless you build your own product, right? So, I made a really good chunk of change with my phone room. It's like a $1,600 sale. You make $800 a pop, and I don't sell anything in there. I just get leads, and so that to me was just a win-win for me. And I'm starting to look into building my own top tier product with my honors team. That's kind of where I want to go, and to leverage time, you know. Um, Richard Duke says, I blog about different things, but keep them in categories. SEO wise, this is okay. Don't worry about categories so much unless you're talking to people. I mean, if you want people to stay on your website because you have categories, but personally, I've done some serious damage with no categories at all. I just built a whole website around a niche. Empower has different stuff in it, so yeah, I'll have categories in there, but I wouldn't even worry about it. Currently doing seminars for 1,000, thinking of putting that on the net, including the PowerPoint. Yeah, so here's the problem with events. Webinars are selling events because I can connect. My goal was having like a Mike Phil same kind of thing, 24-hour webinar deal. That kind of makes sense because it's leverageable. You're not there all the time. But seminars, you're required to be there. And to me, I'll do events, or seminars. I'll do that. I want to be the guy who doesn't do that, and this is why internet marketing was so sexy to me, because I didn't want to be the guy who had to do anything. And so David Woods, he says that a lot of times. He's like, I can never find you because, well, I'm out with my family. I'm out having dinner, whatever. I'm out at a movie. It's date night. I've sacrificed a lot, to build my business with my wife. And when it's date night, when it's time to go out to have family dinner, you're not going to find me. It's just the way it is. Who's a good source for blog building? I have a guy. He builds mine. He generally can do it pretty quick, but I'm not lending him out just yet. Market Samurai training. Maybe I'll ask somebody. If anyone wants to do good Market Samurai training, send it my way. Let me watch it. Let me make sure it's legit, and I'll put it up on the Team Project Mayhem site. Okay, and I'll give you a link back to for you. I don't like Market Samurai because it's slow. I use SE Cockpit, and that's why I did that webinar on SE Cockpit. Yeah. Yeah. Being able to filter, do guys get it right? What else we got here? Anything else? So yeah, it was pretty stable. We had a good amount of people on the webinar, and I'm glad it was enough. Yeah, will be recorded. I think that's it, man. I think everyone's good. I'm going through the last stuff on the GVO chat room. But what if you own Samurai? Personally, Samurai has their own training in their dojo, and that's where I learned a lot of my stuff. Okay? If you don't learn how to do it mine, just learn personally learning proper keyword niches, and I teach that in my keyword research. Outside of that, it's just learning how to do rank tracker and learning how to spot competition. But the problem here's a problem with Market Samurai. Market Samurai doesn't do an analysis between keywords. So say if you have a keyword that says how to sponsor more in Texas versus how to sponsor more in Denver, you have no real comparison between the two until you click the keyword. And trust me, when you click the keyword, it has to queue up all the stuff and looks at on page, off page, looks at backlinks, like age domain. But you have to click the keyword. What they should do is be able to say, have 100 keywords you find, instead of filtering by total phrase match or anything like that. They need to filter by what they expect as stiff competition. They say stiff competition is one who has a phrase match of a certain number. That's not competition. That is not competition. I'm going to give you the biggest hint in understanding SEO. A lot of people out there will tell you can gauge competition by how many competitors they are. Oh, if you type in something, there's 2 million search queries for it. Oh, there's a phrase match of 5 million. BS. That is not competition. That's like saying, I'm going to run a marathon and there's 5,000 contestants. Okay? There's a lot of people to beat. True. But what if in that marathon, 2 people had motorcycles? You know what I mean? If they have a motorcycle, you're like, well, there's only 2 people with motorcycles. Can I get a motorcycle? You know what I mean? Then yes. Then you pretty much go, okay, I can be number 3. I don't care if there's 50 million competitors running a marathon. If there's only 2 motorcycles and I can grab a 3rd motorcycle, I think I can get on top 10 spot. Because think about it. Are you really competing with the top 50 million, or are you really competing with the top 10? So Market Samurai does that with competition analysis, looks at the top 10, but it's really hard to compare one keyword to the next, looking only at the keywords competition for the top 10. It's very difficult to do that, and this is why I use SE Cockpit. How much do you pay your copyright article writers? I pay them bulk rate. I try to shoot for $1 for 100 words. Swanita? Yes, Ron gets it. I want to be able to compare the top 10 per keyword to each other. Because guess what? If the top 10 is crowded, I don't want to compete with you. But how do you do that? You have to go through each and every one. Every SE Quick does this, Market Samurai does this. How do you eventually filter down what are your top 10 keywords to submit to your writer? You want 10 keywords that are not highly competitive, and the only way to find that out is to click each one. Very, very time consuming is why I use SE Cockpit. What else? I'm done, guys. I'm gonna say thank you for attending. This is kind of a weird thing, and I put it in a poll. I was like, hey, if I kind of do an off schedule webinar, will you watch it? And one of the things I wanted to do was because I'm gonna be wasted this weekend. Houston Texans are gonna be playing some playoff football for the very first time, and I'm just ready to freaking rock and roll. So yeah, if you want to apply for the 5K, membership, working with me, get into the honors program a little earlier. Call me at 281-954-4449. If you want to apply for the honors team outright, it's going to open up in summer, and I haven't fixed my bio yet, and we'll fix that. But I've picked my 5 guys, actually 2 gals, and everyone has a different niche, different understanding of traffic. And I wanted to provide this now, hour and a half long. Sorry about that. Just to blow your dang mind in that you can do it with 5 leads a day. Okay. Thank you. I am shutting the recording down.